Hello everyone, Krydax here, and welcome back to our pYanodon's Season 3. We're working on Chromium, but first I want to add another Patreon to our Patreon Zen Garden supporter name. So today's lucky winner is Lord Mold Maker. Does that fit? Not quite. So we'll need to, maybe we'll put this part down below. There we go. That feels good. Perfect. Thank you, Lord Moldmaker, for your support. You are now honored in the garden as one who is great. Eventually, we're going to put little ponds in here. I need water fill, which I can't get till green science. So once we have water fill, I'll make little ponds, and then we can put some trees in there with grass. It'll be wonderful. I'm excited for that. Anywho, Chromium is on the list for today, and with Chromium we will finally get medium power poles. It's going to be wonderful. But first I have to walk through this forest, keep getting stuck, and we also need to smelt it, and that's not as simple as it sounds. Doesn't look like I've made a Chromium yet, so let's do that. By the way, why do I have 2 iron plates? What's this? I think this was a test. Let's delete that one, and then let's shift nexel it over to go with the other metals, and then let's add a whole new production line up here, and we're gonna do Chromium. That's the only one we have available, I think. And then that comes from chromite sand, which comes from grade 1 chromite, which comes from just chromite ore, or well, chromium ore. So the problem here is the large amount of, why is that not green? It's weird. Normally that's green. The large amount of sand casting. I guess it's not a large amount of sand casting, but we need sand casting. I forget it. There's a way to do this, but I forget how. How do I do this again? How do we meet the need of an ingredient input? I know there's a way to do it, but I've already forgotten how. Oh man, you'd think I'd remember. It might need to be separate blocks. So this might need to be its own block that does ingredient input on 15 chromium ore. And then those got reordered somehow. And then that does its own thing. And then this separately, which is not ingredient input, is then linked. Then can we make this work? That's weird. I can control click this. Something's buggy here. Control clicking sometimes does something. I have to, this is so weird. Sometimes I click on this one and it moves over. Sometimes it doesn't. If I control click that first, oh man, this is certainly buggy. Wow. I don't even know what's happening, but it's not doing the same thing with every click. In any case, it doesn't seem to be properly seeing this as a product. Oh, maybe that's because it wasn't linked properly? No, that works. I was certain we had figured this out. Because when you have ingredient input, you need to set one of the ingredients, and then it will tell you the other things you'll need. But then I swear there was a way to meet that need with another block. Or maybe it's not in another block, but in the parent block? Oops, I just deleted the wrong one. Can't undo that. I've tried to undo things in Hellmod so many times and it screwed me over. Anyway, now we need to add chromium again. Man, I want to figure this out so badly because it's really useful if we can. Oh, I think it's because I didn't have the parent block on regular output. Product output, but on ingredient input. Maybe that's what it was. So let's try this. So chromite sand, chromite grade 1. We put all those in their own block. And then we switch that block to be ingredient input on 15 chromium ore. But on the parent block, we're still on regular mode. And now we need that one to produce the 0.6. There we have it. Now it's working the way we want. Okay, so it was the problem was the parent block here wasn't on regular mode. It was on ingredient input mode, and that was making it not work. So the parent one needs to be in normal mode. You make a sub block that's in ingredient input mode. You input the thing you want to use up, and then it's going to have the additional inputs over here to the side. And then to meet those additional inputs, you have regular blocks that are linked and underneath the ingredient input block. And these are in regular mode. I don't know if this needs to be control clicked. It is in this case, but there we go. Okay, that's what I knew we could do it. I just couldn't remember how. So now we have, you know, the sand casting figured out, which is in a tar processing unit. We need some sand and creosote. Sand is easy enough to get from soil if we don't need huge amounts. So we should be able to get this pretty easily. So sand we can get from soil, or we could crush from stone. Does this give me stone? How much stone would I use? I'm actually curious if this is possible to make a closed loop here. No, we need too much stone. We would need 2.667 stone, and we only make 1.5. So we could use the stone to supplement the sand castings, but it's not enough. Which makes me feel like I should just do the free version, which also gets me muddy sludge, which is not creosote. Don't get those mixed up. It's a decent amount of soil extracting just for the sand castings, but. And then we also need CO2. Which, can I click here and make CO2 out of coke? Does that work? Seems to work. Wow, that's a lot of CO2. Holy crap, holy. I don't think I was aware of how much coke we were actually going to use. I need 6 high pressure furnaces making CO2. Wow. All right, well, let's summary this, and I guess we should do the limestone too. Okay. Hmm. I think I'm gonna change this up to 6. That'll lower all the numbers quite a lot. Besides, I think that's all I'm making right now. And I just think that'll be enough to get me to the next chromium, because don't I get another one pretty soon? I mean, it's a little ways into green science, but then we get a much better processing route. So. Alright, let's get a radar over here on our chromium patch. You know... We're gonna have a little gap in our radar, which I hate, but I don't know if there's an easy way to fix that. I guess we could just go add another radar. Oh, we're only getting 3 a second right now. Okay. So this is more than enough for now. So we're gonna need creosote and what else? Coke. Creosote, coke, and water. And we're gonna get some stone out. So where's the best place to do... Oh, I'm being a dummy. We need the belt. Where's the best place to do this? I'm trying to decide if I want to bring the chromium all the way up there. I mean, we need to bring it over to the mall. I think I need a new... I'm on the fence. I think for now, I might just say screw it, and we'll just make a little bit of chromium on site. Let's look into logistics science. So this could be a while, because we're gonna do the thing. Point 1, and we're gonna do this. All right, batteries. I believe we start with this one, and animal samples, poor alien samples, and solidified sarcoruses, which come from this recipe. Yeah. So, look at this nonsense. The question I'm trying to figure out right now is just, will we need chromium for any of this? So, the place I don't think we need chromium for melamine. No. Because that's just cyanic acid, which is just urea. That just comes in ammonia. This is all biological stuff. Though, ironically, that one does need chromium. But we'll be getting it from cyanic acid. So that's not a thing. We already know about those things. This is all biological. What's plasmids? Plasmids needs laboratory instruments. Lab instruments needs... equipment chassis, which needs Phoenix, circuits, and tin. And then the optical sets need boron trioxide and molten glass and maybe hot air. The boron trioxide is just boric acid and coke, which is just borax with water, I think, or diborane and water, and diborane is just borax and hydrogen. All right, so that's all fine. We already looked at plasmids. What's in a biological sample? Just a bunch of bio stuff. We're gonna need Wallacea. And then blood is also just part of full rendering, probably AUGs. Or, no, they're cotton guts. And then depolymerized organics is manure, liquid manure, and subcritical water. Okay, so all of that put together means that chromium is not needed at all for automating science. I could have just done this as well. This might have been smarter. We need it for a later battery recipe. And then we need it as a catalyst for all sorts of things later. And we also need it for drill heads. So drill heads I will need to automate for, like, is it molybdenum or niobium, I think, needs drill heads or something. But basically what I'm saying, what I'm trying to figure out here is, can we get away with automating chromium in a way where we will have a train base by the time we need to rebuild chromium? That's what we're figuring out right now. And I think the answer is actually yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it... Where all does creosote go right now? Creosote goes down to here. Right here. Okay. So we could build our chromium build down here. The problem is I want to automate power poles and have them here. So sand castings are going to have to come over here, or creosote's going to have to come over here. But I'm thinking I'll just automate chromium like right there, rather than going all the way up and doing the whole thing. But then at that point, doesn't it just make sense to do it right? Do it right or don't do it at all. Maybe I've convinced myself we just need to do it the right way. After all. Isn't it funny how that works? Isn't it funny how that works? I think it is. Alright, chromium coming in hot or cold. I don't know what temperature it'll be at. Room temperature chromium coming in. We'll need a radar, but not that kind. Need a radar up here. I really hate that you have to do it this way. And show me the radius! Hate that it doesn't show you the radius for radars. Man, that bothers me maybe more than it should, but it really bothers me. It grindeth my gears. Alright, and then this is gonna come over... this way. Maybe up here. Alright, we'll get that built. Let's get rid of some trees. Probably not gonna have enough belts. Alright, cool. So then we'll get this all the way up there. Yeah, I'm just gonna do it the right way. It makes my life easier later. Nice. Nice work, little dudes. You guys are doing great. We still have 400 belts. We might make it. Alright. And then we need to come over to here. Oh, too far. I guess I don't really need the bots if I'm just doing it. If I'm running the whole distance anyway. What are the bots even doing? Oh, I'm stealing their thunder. Sorry, guys. I'll let you do it. It's more fun this way. That's why we should do it this way. Far more satisfying to watch. Alright, so we come up here, and then we come over to this belt. And we're out of belts. Perfect. because we have more belts right here. Somewhere. Right here. And... oh no, the Digosaurus! Alright, let's hop in the car. We forgot to throw the Digosaurus into his new home. His happy home. Yeah, we're still a long way from green science. After looking at the green science, I think I'm a little intimidated again. This is a Zen garden though, we're gonna be okay. But yeah, there's a lot to do. Just make sure we get our iron mining continuing to work properly, because we do use a lot of iron these days. Oh, that scared me. I thought there was something on the belt that wasn't chromium, and I was a bit worried about that. But we are just fine. Oh, I tried to thread the needle. Didn't work. Where is my... oh, further west. Alright. Oh, Bulby's still making his trip. Alright, you. Boom. 4 Digosauruses. Wow, it's actually full of Nexilate? Who would have thought? Wait, where does my Nexilate go? Oh, right here. Okay, it's empty right now. I see. Won't be empty soon. Alright, so medium power poles are gonna make my life so much better. And then I won't need to carry around logs anymore. Though it is useful to have at least one stack of biological fuel, or biodegradable, or whatever you want to call it. Fuel that doesn't create ash. It's nice to have some of that on hand randomly, but it will be nice to not have to carry logs and not handcraft a bunch of power poles. Now, why didn't I automate small electric poles? I don't know. It hasn't really been that hard to handcraft them, so maybe it's fine. Alright, stop here. And now I do want to craft everything I needed for chromium here. Oh, it needed the casting units, that's what it was. And this needed intermetallics and refined concrete. Man, the number of... I need to automate, I think. Concrete. Hold on. Is there stone anywhere near here? Yes. Right here. Okay, I want half of my... I want half of my stone to go to concrete. And by half of my stone, I mean half of my recycled stone from ore crushing. So we're gonna bring... And by half, I mean half of the half that isn't being used for... half of the half that isn't being used for tiles, because we're also using half to make tiles. And that's all going to limestone. And then, so there's only a quarter that's actually getting recycled, but that's fine. Because I just need a slow trickle of concrete. And then this will build up, and that one lets there be 200 concrete. Let's make it 400. I think that'll be better over time. And then let me go grab... We need a dump chest, and then we'll grab some more stuff. Alright, let's dump moss, carrageen, ash, some bricks, underground belts, soot, iron and chromium, those random pipe thingies, some raw coal. Alright, and now I'll go grab more stone, which I should just have down here, right? Yeah. Put that in to kick things off. Oh, I don't have a box anymore. Okay. We'll make that a little faster. Yeah, we need gravel, which I cannot get from sand. Right? What does sand get me? Can sand be turned back into stone? It wouldn't make sense if it could, but just checking out my options here. Sand can be made into 115 things. If we have rich clay, there is a way to turn sand into actual stone. That's kind of crazy. But rich clay is not easy to come by until you get this recipe. At which point, it becomes much more doable. And we can make ash out of almost anything. So there's a weird way that we can use... We can literally make stone from nothing with this recipe, because we could get the sand from water, or from soil, which comes from water. And so, yeah, we can literally get something from nothing. We can get stone from nothing. Now, I think there's an easier way to get stone from nothing. Either this coarse fractions thing with iron sticks, or I want to say there's one other way to do it. Maybe? Or maybe that's it. Yeah, it might just be that coarse fraction thing. No, it's not that one. Yeah, that might be it. Oh, there's this. Wait, no, that's the same as what we... Huh. Weird. What the heck is this recipe? Why on earth does it have byproducts? It's... What? That's so weird. But yeah, it's just this one, the sand extractor one. You can just spend iron to get stone. And then there's this one where you can spend drill heads, lubricant, and coal gas to get a lot of stone. And then the coarse fraction one. And then coarse fractions you can also get with just iron sticks. But that's... Okay, never mind. So there is a better way, which is the way of turning iron sticks directly into stone rather than coarse fractions first. I didn't remember that. So there's kind of like two different ways there. Anyway, we're not going to be seeing that for a long time, so I don't really know why I'm looking into it. So we need... What do we need here? 2 jaw crushers, 1 tar processing unit, 3 soil extractors, 3 high pressure furnaces, 3 solid separators. I'm out of small parts. And ah, no, it left. I'm back. All right, where were we? Casting units 2. I'm missing the IMs 4. And then now I'm out of steel. And did I ever do the solid separators? I got 2 out of 3. So I need more steel. Okay, so that finishes that. And then I never did a washer. Okay, that should be everything. And the things we need to provide are creosote, water, and coke. Shoot. I forgot about the coke. Coke or carbon dioxide. Now, it's a small enough amount of coke. Maybe I should just use the raw coal. Yeah, I don't hate that. And is there anything I can do with coke oven gas right now? Because that's the recipe that I'm thinking of, is the one that makes coke oven gas. The answer is no. The only thing I can do with it is make hot air through the warming of bricks, which I don't want to waste, but I also don't know if I want to set it up right now. All right, what we need 44. 44. 100. Delete that. Now you may be noticing a problem. And that problem is this iron patch. I'm gonna leave it for now, and I'm just gonna build over the top of it. And that at least, I know I don't love the look of that, but that at least leaves me the option later to use it if necessary. And then the sand casting, I'm gonna do somewhere. Where am I gonna do sand casting? Oh, you know what I just thought about? If we get a mod, I am planning, if I can find a mod, I haven't even really looked yet, it might already exist, but if there is a radio channels mod, and by radio channels, I mean radar channels, where we can send signals on different channels through radars rather than just only having one channel, then I will use pipelines for multiple fluids. Because what you can do is you basically, you know, okay, you guys, I think most of you understand what I'm getting at here, but basically you do this, and you can have, you know, filtered pumps. The front ones don't need to be filtered, but like pumps from 3 different networks, and then there's storage on this end, and then you basically just wire up the storage. I mean, I can't wire that up. Let's say these are storage tanks, and you basically wire them up. Sorry, no, this part doesn't get wired up. You basically wire them up to a radar, and then over here you have this guy saying, hey, go ahead and pump as long as the destination has a need, you know, so let's say this one's less than 30,000 out of 50,000 or something, then this pump will turn on. And then these are filtered, right? So this one is going to bring the syngas in, and this one's going to bring the, I'm just making stuff up, this one's going to bring the tar in. And so then, like, if syngas is low, this pump will pump syngas into here, and it will only go out there into the syngas. Once that's full, or sorry, once it's at 30,000, you need to leave some wiggle room, right? Because then it's going to say, hey, we have enough now, and then this one's going to stop pumping, but now this network still has syngas in it. So then you're going to need this thing to empty out this network. So you don't want there to be any storage tanks in this transitional network, because the emptier it is, the better. Or sorry, not the emptier, but the less total pipeline storage you have, the better. So you don't want any tanks in this part. But then this will empty out the syngas. You know, maybe this has a maximum of like 5,000 in it. So then we'd have 35,000. We know there was room, so this can never get blocked up, because this will only pump if there's 20,000 room. So we know there's always going to be space. And then you can turn on the other one. And the overall rate of these pumps is fast enough that like that can support a very high fluid flow through one individual pipeline. So that's what I think of when I think of sushi pipes. And it's very doable if you can easily transmit the signal from the tanks at the destination to the pumps at the source. But that's the problem, is you need to be able to transmit that signal easily, and I don't want to mix a million different radar signals together. So that's why I'm saying we need the radar channels mod. There's also the signal transmission mod from AAI that you get with space exploration, and it's... What are you building? It's possible that I'll use that mod. Oh, this is me getting the creosote over here. So I might just use the signal transmission mod. Those use a lot more power, but those I know have channels, and so I could use that. Oops, that's a T-junction. Wait, what? Oh, because I put a T-junction there. Oh, I see what I did. Okay. It's still colored pink, but it doesn't actually have acetylene in it. Don't worry. Soon it will have the creosote from right here. Okay, so there's creosote. Bring that over. To here. Pipeline extents are now a problem. Okay, that's fixed, and the thing is we need sand casting for a lot of stuff. So we're gonna need sand casting as like a central... I almost feel like sand casting should come up. Just like we should have had probably coke. We're gonna need borax too. I wonder if this could be half sand casting, half borax at some point. I don't know if it'll be dense enough though. We might need more than 7.5 borax a second. And maybe more than 7.5 sand castings a second, I'm not sure. But I'm gonna put sand castings on that belt. And that means they need to come in from somewhere. So I'm gonna have them come in from the side, because I don't want to keep making this little area too packed with stuff. So sand castings are gonna come from over here. Yeah, we'll generate some here for now. I'm gonna need like this big of an area, but for now this is enough. What did I do? Oh, I did Shift Y. Okay, so sand castings require... Let's see, probably... I don't know how many. I didn't pay attention to this. We're gonna move this up here. All right, and then we need washers. So the ratio is 1 soil to 0.24, so we can support roughly 3 washers on 1 soil extractor. A little more, actually. And then they both need water. And then we get muddy sludge out, which I'm just gonna ditch. And then we need creosote into the tar processing unit. Okay. So I could do like 6-2-1 would be the ratio. Okay, so 6-2-1. I can do that. Except I can't because I'm out of iron. But we'll go ahead and do 6 soil extractors. How do I not have more Nexolite? Something's gone wrong. Something's gone very wrong. Is that this one? Did this really make all that Nexolite recently? Yeah, I guess it was just 18 minutes ago we were making a bunch of Nexolite. Okay. An entire inventory full only ran for... How many minutes is that? Not very many. 12 minutes. Wow. The good news is, though, it backed up our Phoenix. So... Or it backed up on the belt going to the Phoenix makers. Anyway, I need iron, because iron gets me all the things that we need. Make a crappy mall. I'm putting that on my list, because we need to. I'm tired of crafting all these buildings. Imagine if I could go somewhere and a lot of these buildings were already ready for me. The problem is you just need all of them at different times, and I don't want to automate all of them. So this is going to be interesting. I was thinking about waiting until we had combinators, but I don't know if we can actually manage that. I don't know if we can actually manage that or not. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You said 3, 2, 1, so that's good. So the problem is, can it fit here in this spot? Maybe. I can also build it over here. Because what I'm thinking is something like this. TPU. Yeah, we're gonna need more space. TPUs are huge. And then I'm thinking we go like a ring around the rosy style here. Like this. And then they can feed directly in, and we don't have to worry about sand casting. Ah, that's not gonna work, is it? And there's no way that can get out of the way, I don't think. Yeah. So my 3, 2, 1 idea is a little not gonna work. Now we can do this and then feed from the corner, and then it'll just have an annoying, I'll just do a blocked chest. I think that works still. But then that makes me feel like we shouldn't, if we're gonna go wider, we should do something like this, where we're not going as tall. And what are these rates again? These are 2 a second, which is quite a lot. So I would need a yellow inserter here. Oh, but then that's blocked. Right. That's part of the problem. Make this work, maybe. Okay, let me think here. So if we do that, this, this. Better idea. Hold on, I need those. I just don't want items on the ground. That's a big no-no from me. So we need... Unfortunately, we can't power it until we have medium power poles. LOL. No, we can power it like this. And then this one goes here. There we go. Perfect. And then we have a loader. Because this is a total of 6 items a second. I'm okay using a loader for that. And then that will run up to whatever, like, 0.8 of this is. 2 sand a second. And the water should come through there. So we've got this. And then we've got muddy sludge out into a sinkhole. Beep, beep, beep. Sinkhole it up. And then we copy this. Hit H. I can't. Am I gonna need to get that mod again? That lets me flip blueprints. It's really bothersome that it claims things can't be flipped when it's like they can, and I know they can. You just don't know that they can. Because it's like, this is obviously flippable. It just doesn't understand that it would stay symmetrical. Or it doesn't know how to flip them or something. I don't know exactly what it is, but it doesn't work. Alright, and then this one, I guess we can do that. That, and these. And then finally we have our creosote in. And then sand casting out. And I'm gonna put that... You know, I don't do this often enough. We can put fluids in line with solids like this. It's not like underground belts are expensive anymore for me. I can afford them. Okay, so this is a water plus creosote equals sand castings. Okay. I'm happy with that. And does it fit? Believe it or not, it fits. If it fits, it ships. I mean, we'll have to get the water in there still, but it's perfect. If it fits, it ships. Which sometimes I like to do a spoonerism on. And if you know what a spoonerism is, then good for you. Alright. Where's the water? Where's over here? As usual, we need water everywhere. You know what's such a fun part of pYanodon's? It's this. This right here. This beautiful, beautiful, beautiful thing. You need green science, but once you have green science, you can get water wherever you want. I forget how much you get from it. You get 300 a second. So not, I mean, it's not very expensive though. It's only 258 kilowatts. The problem is its pump jacks are a decent size. I think they're about the size of this soil extractor. So it does take up a decent amount of space, but it's very, very, very nice. All right, this is the water. So then we need water here and a T-junction here. Of course it breaks the pipeline extents. Why wouldn't it? feel like I actually want... Yeah, that looks better. Okay. And then... get everything powered up. Needs a lamp, as usual. And we'll see how badly I screwed this up. Well, first of all, we didn't select a recipe on these two, so that's step one that we screwed up. Step two that we screwed up is we still haven't finished connecting the creosote. And that might be... Oh, and then step three that we screwed up is I forgot output inserters. 3 should be enough to handle 2 a second, which we already said is the max. And then there you go, sand castings. And if we're getting up to... Did I make too much? No. This can handle 5, which is 2 of these. Okay, so 2 a second. Could be what we get out, so I'll do that. Sweet! So this little thing is free sand castings-ish. It needs creosote, but like, come on man, I have infinite creosote, I think. I assume. Maybe I'm actually running low on creosote and I don't even know it. That's very possible actually, now that I think about it. But I'm only using it for treated wood right now, so I don't think we're running low. And this feels like a weird squiggle. I think I'd rather do something different with the coal and have this squiggle down like that. And the coal will do, I don't know, something like this. That's ugly too. There's got to be a cleaner way to do this. Well, I think the cleaner way revolves around this being the way that that happens. Nope. Nope. This is the cleaner way. We got there eventually. We got there eventually. All right, there we go. And then, I mean, I think at this point, I know that the reason I hadn't done this is encroaching on the titanium smelting area a little bit, because that's what this is. But that's fine. That just looks so much better. Okay, wow, all of that was sand casting, but I think this is a perfect place to end the episode because now we're primed. Maybe I bring the coke over and then we'll call it quits. No, we're not doing that. We're doing high pressure furnaces. Okay, well, we'll get that set up at least. So I want to be ready to go. All right, 1, 2, 1, 2. A border of 3 squares. And then you're gonna make coke. And that makes 2 a second, which can be fed into how many CO2 makers? Up to 5 CO2 makers can run off of 1 coke maker. Okay. Mentos, the coke maker. I don't know why my brain does that. You guys are watching this, so you probably think I'm funny, but if you don't, I apologize. You know, Mentos the fresh maker, Mentos the coke maker. I don't know why I do this, but it's where my brain goes. Maybe you guys are weird like me. All right, so we're gonna get coke oven gas. I'm gonna ignore that for now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. How much do we need again? We need not that full amount, up to 3 CO2 makers. I think I'm actually gonna do, oop, Oh, it won't move the blueprint. Interesting. Alright, I think what I'm gonna do, because each one of these is a smaller amount, we're just gonna do something like this for minimum insertage. And then we're gonna build a big old tank. I'm gonna build the biggest one I can, and that is because coke oven gas is worth a lot. So I'm gonna store up a bunch before I start voiding it. And then we're gonna need power. Throw a lamp up here. Of course it doesn't even reach over those inserters. That is one change that I still think would make the Pi early game a little more fun. Give these a little bit longer of a wire reach. I think 7.5 is a bit prohibitive, and it's just annoying. It doesn't, like, they're not expensive. In most cases, it doesn't really change what you could build. There are a few cases where you wouldn't be able to fit a power pole in, and you have to work around it, but it's not, for the most part, you can fit the power poles in. It's the radius of 2 that makes a bigger difference than the wire reach. The wire reach is rarely the thing that keeps you from being able to do a build. So by increasing the wire reach by like 2 units, it would just make the early game a little bit smoother, and you would need a little bit less of a power pole spam, and I think that would make the game better. So that's my recommendation for like rebalancing stuff as pYanodon's continues to develop. I think giving small poles a wire reach of like 9 or 9.5 or 10 or 10.5 even would be better. You don't have to change anything else, but a little bit of a further reach would just help ease the burden a little. Anyway, we now have CO2 and the coke oven gas. Yeah, coke oven gas will be contained right here. And then I will do an overflow on 90 into an exhaust vent, which is unlikely to happen anytime soon. So that's only 10 a second. So we're talking almost 10 hours, maybe 8 hours or something of constant production, which it won't be. So anyhow, there we go. There's CO2 from raw coal. What's the ratio, by the way? We get 40 per coke, and it's 40% of raw coal becomes coke. So 40% of 40 is 16. So we get 16 CO2 per raw coal, and we need 36 CO2, which means we need about 2 plus a little bit raw coal per second. Not bad. All right, I like it. I like it. We'll call it an episode here. As always, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below, and I'll see you all in the next episode. Thanks for watching.